Welcome to Quick Reads for Success, the channel where we turn powerful books into life-changing breakthroughs. Let me ask you something. Are you stuck in the 9-to-5 job matrix? Clocking in, clocking out. Hoping for freedom one day, but feeling trapped with no way out? If you've lost hope of escaping that cycle, don't worry. Because in this video, you'll discover every hidden secret to break free from that matrix once and for all. We're diving into Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a book that will rewire your mindset about money and show you the exact path to financial freedom. So grab a seat, stay with me until the very end, and I promise, by the time we're done, you'll never think about money the same way again. Let's start the video. What if everything you were taught about money was wrong? Robert Kiyosaki had two fathers. His real father, intelligent, hardworking, and well-educated, believed in job security, pensions, and climbing the corporate ladder. He always said, "Study hard, get good grades, and find a safe, secure job." His second father, his best friend's dad, never finished school but became one of the richest men in Hawaii. He believed in financial freedom, investing, and letting money work for you. They both gave Robert advice. But the advice was very different. One followed the traditional path and struggled with money all his life. The other challenged conventional thinking and built lasting wealth. This book is the story of what Robert learned growing up between these two worlds. And what he discovered could change how you think about money forever. Rich don't work for money. When Robert was just 9 years old, he and his friend Mike wanted to make money. Poor Dad told them to get an education and think about college. But Rich Dad smiled and said, "If you boys really want to learn how to be rich, I'll teach you, but not in the way schools do." He offered them a job in one of his stores for 10 cents an hour. It was boring, repetitive, and mindless. After weeks of work, Robert finally reached his breaking point. He complained, thinking Rich Dad would give him a raise. Instead, Rich Dad gave him something better, a life lesson. The moment you realize you're working for money, you're a slave to it. Rich Dad explained that most people work for money because of fear. They're afraid of being broke, afraid of losing their job, afraid of change. So, they stay in a cycle: work, get paid, spend money, repeat. But the rich, they flip the game. They don't chase money. They make money, chase them. They buy income-producing assets. They invest. They build systems where money flows to them even while they sleep. If you want to be rich, stop working for money and start learning how to make money work for you. Poor Dad believed in school degrees. Rich Dad believed in financial education. Rich Dad said, "It's not how much money you make, it's how much you keep." This chapter teaches the foundation of financial literacy, understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. But here's the problem: most people buy liabilities thinking they're assets. They buy a big house, thinking it's an investment. But every month, the mortgage drains their income. They buy a new car, and it depreciates the second they drive it. The rich? They invest in rental properties, businesses, stocks, intellectual property, anything that creates passive income. If you want to grow rich, you must first grow your financial intelligence. Mind your own business. Most people confuse their job with their business. Poor Dad focused on his job, his salary. Rich Dad told Robert, "Don't just work for someone else forever. Mind your own business." That doesn't mean quit your job today. It means use your job to build your asset column on the side. Rich people might start with a job like everyone else, but they're quietly building streams of income behind the scenes. They save to invest. They build businesses. They buy real estate. They create digital products, royalties, or scalable systems. Your true wealth isn't found in your paycheck. It's in the assets you quietly build, while others spend everything they earn. The history of taxes and the power of corporations. Poor Dad thought paying taxes was a civic duty. Rich Dad thought paying fewer taxes legally was smart business. This chapter explains how the wealthy use corporations to protect their wealth and reduce their tax liability. When an employee earns money, they get taxed first and spend what's left. But a business owner earns, then spends, and only gets taxed on what's left over. This is the power of the corporate structure. Rich Dad taught Robert to understand the rules of money, not just follow them blindly. The rich don't break the rules, they learn them better than everyone else. The tax code rewards people who create jobs, build housing, start businesses, invest in infrastructure, learn the system, use it wisely. The rich invent money. The poor see obstacles. The rich see opportunity. When others panic, the rich get creative. They don't rely on luck. They rely on financial education and calculated risk-taking. Rich Dad once said, "Money isn't real. It's an idea." That means wealth doesn't come from having a lot of cash. It comes from the ability to see deals others miss, to recognize patterns, to negotiate, invest, and solve problems. The rich don't wait for opportunity to knock. They invent it. So when the economy crashes or the market shifts, the financially educated don't freeze. They move. Poor Dad climbed the career ladder. Rich Dad built the ladder. This chapter is all about building your skill set, not your job title. If you want to grow rich, learn a little about a lot. Sales, marketing, negotiation, public speaking, investing, business systems. Robert worked at Xerox not for the paycheck, but to learn how to sell. He took jobs and started ventures purely to grow his abilities. When you focus on developing skills instead of just earning a salary, you become more valuable in any market. It's not about what job you have. It's about what you're learning from it. The real obstacles are internal. Rich Dad warned that 5 emotions keep people poor: fear, cynicism, laziness, bad habits, arrogance. Fear keeps people from taking risks. Cynicism makes them doubt everything. Laziness leads to excuses. Bad habits destroy wealth. And arrogance shuts down learning. If you want to succeed financially, you don't just need knowledge. You need to master your mindset. Rich Dad's top 5 money lessons. Here's a quick recap of Rich Dad's most powerful lessons. Don't work for money, let money work for you. Buy assets, not liabilities. Learn financial literacy schools won't teach it. Use corporations to protect and grow wealth. Work to learn, not to earn. In the end, it all comes down to a choice. You can follow Poor Dad's path, study hard, get good grades, land a safe job, and spend your life climbing someone else's ladder. Maybe you'll retire, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll be secure, but never truly free. Or you can choose Rich Dad's path, build assets, invest in yourself, grow your financial intelligence, and take control of your future. One path seeks comfort, the other creates freedom. One waits for a paycheck. The other builds systems that pay you even while you sleep. Most of us were raised with limiting beliefs about money. Money is the root of all evil. Play it safe. Don't take risks. But beliefs can be changed. And your story can be rewritten. The real question is, which path will you choose? The choice is yours. And your financial future starts now. If this video helped shift your thinking even a little bit, subscribe to QuickReads for Success for more powerful book summaries, financial wisdom, and mindset breakthroughs. Your journey to financial freedom has already begun. Now take the next step